So I was asked to share a bit more about my story in regards to my transition from being very effeminate to more masculine, stoic, strong, those categories, the dynamic. Yeah, I used to waste a lot of time in conversation. I used to be way more focused on the social world. I would say things in conversation for the sole purpose of winning someone over. It's changed. I'm definitely targeted, especially in sales. I definitely do need to care about who I'm speaking to and how I seem to them, because this counts. And in the optimal model of endocrine health, I do believe men are at the very least 15% around that spectrum, feminine, empathetic, however you want to term it, or having an empathy pathway is how I've been calling it. And then 85% of the rest, male hormones and male like activities for a man, the opposite for a woman. So I really believe that after all that happened, after that dry fast, I mean, it really showed me the truth of things that my reality could be changed. It didn't have to be fixed into this central role of Ace is this unique guy who's just really flamboyant and really high energy. And I just, I was probably just on a scale like in like 60-40 male to female energy and just so feminine. And it finally leveled out. My beard color changed, which led me to believe that it was a mineral imbalance, heavy metal toxicity. Unfortunately, my this has been a long-standing thing as my testosterone has been going up and up and up as my health increased over the years, confidence increased. I started to lose more and more hair. I do have a genetic predisposition for this where I'm DHT sensitive, so it makes sense. I am happy to be without hair for this. Being able to get up every day without any kind of questioning as to what I'm doing with my life and just knowing my place here and being really resolved and strong and dynamic. These are amazing traits to have. I will never let go of that. So I just want to share with the world that you don't need to be fixed in one position for life. From what you're born as, you can potentially look for more. Don't listen to society and what they're trying to tell you you need to be or to be authentically you in that moment because there's a likelihood that that's not authentically you. With the vast amount of disease today, all the things that are creating it, they tie into personality as much as we hate to hear that. Um, I had to accept that and I live in that truth every day. Like, oh, I got ADD. That's a I'm kind of neurodivergent in that way, and I have to find all these weird ways to learn and to listen to what people are saying, and it kind of stinks. But at the same time, it's a superpower in its own way. I'm definitely here in a lot of ways because of it. So it's made a big difference in my life. As by effect of that, made a big difference in other people's lives, and I've generated a lot of positives through working super hard to, in a lot of ways, fix my problems. And those problems, a lot of them were my identity. And I'm trying to help other people understand that they potentially are not who they really are, that the physical aspects of their body internally, like in their gastrointestinal tract or through other systems, may be contributing to their problems of shaping who they really are. There's a lot to be learned. There's a lot to discover and to understand. Especially like in, I don't know if I have autism, but I don't think I do. I'm certainly not the expert in this area, but I understand that there are people in the world who have or are on the spectrum on some level. This would absolutely affect your personality. Like, because I've definitely seen people uh, convert, go from far down the spectrum to not, and their whole identity changes. I've been a part of stories where uh, women who were in the city who were dominatrixes, women who were taking ownership of consensual slaves, usually men, and beating them to no end. Uh, I've seen a woman like this go into becoming vanilla, normalized, and enjoying being a housewife who's submitting to a dominant man, where they lose the desire almost completely. I'd say if I were to be, you know, really detailed about it, I don't know that it would produce a whole cure so quickly, but there is potential for it. You could definitely get a relative remission for these things. And again, I'm not making statements around disease. I am just, or even labeling that kind of thing as disease. I can't be doing that. But, that's up for you to decide what you think that all is. Um, I used to be in that space too. I used to be, my effeminate nature brought me toward the other side, masculinized women, women who like to be in charge and to control. I found this very attractive. I even really liked women who were very violent, very attracted to that. So that dominatrix like woman, I would obviously find very attractive and just pulled toward on a magnetic level. Um, and I notice like when my health hits a deficit even today and I don't get enough sunlight, exercise, I'm not eating well, I'm taking through food too many exogenous estrogens, the desires can like lightly come back. And this is not a place I like to be in because it's vulnerabilizing, and while that's good for women, I don't find that to be great for men in a lot of ways, for them to be drifting too far into that feminine side of the coin. And so I found, through all that, like, or sorry, I meant to say, like, in the past, uh, I had even served a very powerful woman, uh, and I can't say much about her, but it was quite the experience. It was about 6 months. Um, Changed me forever. Um, if I stayed in my NPC self, NPC, non-player character, someone who doesn't like, who kind of just lives by their hormones, they don't have any free will really. Um, if I had chosen that route to choose pleasure over the right thing, like I'd have easily just stayed with her and served her and done all those things. Um, because it all felt right to me, because my body was saying it. But I didn't realize that hormones are the reason why I wanted those things. And changing my health changed my hormones, and then therefore moved me out of wanting those things. It's that simple. So I've since been doing similar things with other people, and it's kind of scaring me now because it's kind of like become a very heavy burden on my shoulders to be this person who has this truth. Because I'm not going to be the kind of person who's going to shut up about it. I'm going to do something. God gave me this. I don't know what you guys believe in, but I believe in God now much more than ever since I did that dry fast. That's another story for another time, but it's all part of the equation to finding the truth and getting past all of these problems. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today. I think it's really important to think in a different paradigm, to think that to really explore the idea of authenticity. I don't like the term as much in the way that it's used anymore, because people aren't really actually authentically who they are usually. Like, there's always some kind of parameter in their health that you can tie into with personality changes, and that's kind of, it just kind of blows it all up. The whole equation doesn't work anymore. Uh, it's no longer authenticity. You're a disturbed system. Your whole system's not who you are. It's like, do you have a Toyota and replace parts with it that kind of work, that are from a Honda? You can't just call it fully 100% a Toyota anymore. it's 98% Toyota. So if you think of a car as a system, human beings are just like that. Everything out there is a system. I mean, maybe you can argue some things aren't, but that's a really interesting debate to have. But yeah, so something to think about, guys. Health matters in more than you think. I take health very seriously, not just for my longevity, but for my mental state and how I treat others and how I interact and interface with sin. all these things matter.